Yes, Dwayne, how are we?
How you doing, mate? I'm good. I'm good, mate. Sorry, let me start the music. Just jamming, just jamming, just
God,
jamming. How you doing?
you're a singer, man. You're a musician. What else are you going to be
Yeah,
doing, right?
yeah, exactly. What's up? What's up?
Nice little
What's up,
setup
man?
you
How
got
are
going in
you?
there, man. I like that.
Not too bad,
The
not too bad.
guitars in the background.
Yeah, studio, Max over here and that. Obviously, the studio stuff's behind
Have you
the
got
camera and that.
Thorn jamming with you on that little green one now?
Yeah, it's ukulele, the ukulele baby in it. um, but nah, yeah, nah. Well, he'll strum on it and smash it and hit it and you know, and my daddy bits. But
You think he's gonna?
that's about it.
Can you see him following in Daddy's footsteps and getting into the music?
I reckon so. You know what? He's actually got rhythm, man. He's got
Has he?
some serious rhythm. You know what I mean? Like when he's tapping along and dancing and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's got a nice little rhythm.
it's good, man.
Nice
It's
little
good.
rhythm, man.
So,
Yeah. So now, yeah, this is a little setup, man. So yeah. Oh,
well, it's good to have you on, man. And it's like I thought I wanted to try
thanks for
something a
having
bit
me.
different. I thought, do you know what?
Mm,
Let's do a little bit of an Instagram live. Usually, the podcasts are quite
mm.
niche. You know, some people just don't like listening to podcasts. Some people like
Yeah, yeah,
video.
yeah.
So I've started going to YouTube, and now I thought we'll put a little live out there. We'll see how it goes.
Mm.
We'll just like
Yeah,
catch up
for real.
because
No, for real, it's good, because I don't really get a chance to do this that much, you know what I mean?
I
So
know.
it's good. Thanks for calling me up. Thanks for
It's all right, man.
calling
I
me
know
up to do it, you know
you
what I
hadn't
mean?
done much on Instagram recently, but your little video that you put out the other day, if
Mm.
people haven't seen that yet, I advise them go check that, man. It's put a little smile on your face. You know what I mean? That little dancing. You're working out. You're working out. You're looking good, man. You're in shape.
Thank you. No, trying, man. Just trying a little something, you know what I mean? It's that quarantine diet, innit?
It's
You know?
quarantine.
Um,
Mine's a coronacoaster. It's
yeah,
up and
yeah, I
down,
like that.
mate.
I like that.
I
Yeah,
started
I like
off.
that one, roller
Yeah.
coaster.
Yeah, well, I started off really bad, and I was just like drinking a
Yeah,
lot and stuff like that, eating whatever. Then I got into a bit of like I was
yeah.
getting out there, I was getting running, I was cycling, doing loads
Yeah,
of stuff,
easy.
and then I've kind of fell off that again now. But I think that since I've gone back into the office, so my
Mm.
normal day-to-day job, going back into the office, kind of thrown me off my routine, and I'm
Yeah,
still trying to do my podcasts and stuff like that. Still
yeah,
trying to be
yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
family and everything else. So yes,
Yeah, you got a
that's why I
lot
call
on.
it Corona Coaster because we're up and we're
Yeah,
down. And yeah, how have
no,
you
true.
been since we last spoke?
Yeah, same, bro. Up and down, man. There's a lot going on. There's a
Mm.
lot going on at the minute. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's probably part of the reason why I've been quiet as well. You know what I mean? I'm not the most active on social media, but I guess even over last couple of months, it's been a bit weird. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
and it's like even like the other day, I kind of like had to check it. And I was like, it's kind of messing with my energy. Obviously, I know it's not about me. Well, it affects me, but it's you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I guess I started checking a lot of other things, and and I just checked it. It's kind of messing with my spirit a bit. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, but it's been a mad couple a bit of time. You know what I mean? But
Well, that's the thing.
everyone's
I
dealing in
think,
different ways.
yeah, but at certain points of it, it's been like, oh, this is actually quite good. This is cool. Like,
Mm,
it's nice to take a step back and slow down
mm,
and then have some time with your family or just be a little bit creative and all these different things.
mm.
And then the next minute, it's like, oh, this is shit. I want to get back to normal. It's,
Yeah,
all those
yeah,
kinds of
yeah,
things. And that's why it
yeah.
is literally you're up and down all the time. And
Mm,
it's weird. This is probably the weirdest year we've experienced like throughout our
mm.
whole
Mate,
lives.
come on now. I'm just hoping July, please, like, just come through with some sense. You know what I mean? Like, just come through mature in it, July. Like,
They're opening the pubs, man. So at least it'll be a little bit normal.
that ain't gonna,
We
that don't
can
make it
just
any more
drown
sensible.
our
That's gonna make it
sorrows.
worse. That's
True,
just gonna add
true.
fuel to the fire, bro.
What's your
More,
take on it though? Like, because people, in my opinion, now people are just like, all right, I give up. I'm just getting out there. I'm just doing it. I don't care. Not even really listening to like government advice. It seems like people have made their own minds up. What's your take on
oh,
that? Do you think? Yeah, we've just like
regarding going out, just being
so like
out.
lockdown, right?
Mm,
All the restrictions put in place when we first sort of went into lockdown. It was
mm,
very much like we were the same. We didn't go out. I think the kids didn't go out
mm.
for like 6 weeks. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or
yeah,
went
yeah,
out,
yeah, for
a
real.
little walk here and there or something like that. But
Mm.
now, well, I feel like it's a case of you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, all right. I mean, I guess a factor that plays into it is you know, that there's been a lot of groups that have got together recently, haven't there?
Yeah.
And they were in the media with that, oh, there's going to be another spike. This is going to be the reason why there's going to be another spike. You know what I mean? From whether it's the people on the beach to the BLM protests. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nothing's kind of come back from it. You know what I mean? I think I read something today saying that there's some spike somewhere else. Well, I think that might have been Spain actually. But I'm saying that wasn't a catalyst to bring another wave around. So obviously it breaks the illusion of what it is. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's no doubt that people have lost people, loved ones. You know what I mean? So it's not a case you can't just fob it off and say, nah, it's not a real thing. Obviously, it's there, but maybe it was just hyped up a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's hard,
more than it was.
To know. It's hard to know where the numbers are coming from, what's real, what's not real, what's kind of, you know, you could say it's that they made the numbers higher to sort of scaremonger us, but not in a way where it's like people control, but just to stop us going out, just in case. It's like we don't actually know what's going to go on, so let's make it sound as serious as it could possibly be. And actually, it's not even that. But do you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to talk too much about COVID because we did this in a podcast, and I was like, we really glossed over you, and we just had a general chat. So I wanted to talk to you about Dwaine Hayden. I want to talk about the music and everything, and where it all started. And, you know, let's talk about some of the things you've done, because I know you've had some amazing experiences throughout your career since leaving school to now, and the people you've met and everything else. Let's start off from the beginning, man. So when we went to school together,
way back.
Yeah, we went to school together. I found out you could sing right at the end of school, but obviously it started before that. We're talking church days. Yeah,
mate. Like, I guess I'm trying to feel like, obviously testing me now. I'm getting old in it. Like back in the day, when I was a little whippersnapper. Yeah, I taking it back. That it's growing up in church, obviously the church environment. You know what I mean? That set my foundations of music and my ability. You know what I mean? To let's see, my cousin on there right now, same thing. You know what I mean? Playing keys and everything, talent, singing, everything. You know what I mean? It's a melting pot for talent to just brew. You know what I mean? Whether it's the case of week in, week out, you're practicing, or you're getting a chance to express yourself in that way. So like they say, a lot of talent does come from church or the gospel scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So, it's like even like my church wasn't the most forward church growing up, but I still had the opportunity to experiment. Like, my brother used to play drums in church, and I used to obviously try to tap away behind him, and then obviously my opportunity came to play drums. And then one of my friends, one of my close friends, John Paul, obviously know John Paul.
Yeah, of course, John Paul. Good man.
We used to play keys. Yeah, exactly. We used to play keys. We were that next generation, you know what I mean?
Bringing like a new vibe, maybe a bit of a new gospel spin. What I like is that at a young age, you're getting in front of a group of people. So a lot of people are singing in the showers and stuff and going, actually, I think I sound good. And it's not until other people hear you and then say, okay, you are actually really good. And then it might be a long period before somebody gets into an environment where they're in front of an audience. And you're doing that from a young age. Absolutely.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it does help. You know what I mean? Definitely. I mean, it's like, even when you check the music scene right now, it's majority of the music scene is gospel. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to have your lead artists, whatever type of music they're pushing forward. But the foundations, the meat and the bones of the music industry is gospel. You know what I mean? Really, like musicians or they have that influence. You know what I mean? So it gave me that confidence. I guess when I started doing my own thing, and it kind of gave me the confidence to get up and sing, even if I was nervous or not. I just got up and done it anyway. You know what I mean? So it was a great start. You know what I mean? And even that, like, I found out that, like, even when playing in church, I was alright at drums. I wasn't the best, you know what I mean? But
it's experimental. You got to find out.
Yeah. I could still tap away. I could do a little something, but obviously, but then I guess after a while I realised that singing was more my thing, and then I got into singing, and then.
But you've always been musical, though, so I feel like you've got to have some kind of rhythm with that. So, like, I know you're not like amazing at guitar, like you're not one of the best guitarists, or you're not the best drummer or keyboard player, but you can seem to do it all. You seem to be able to just pick it up. There's definitely, that's built within you. That's ingrained into you.
Yeah,
like when you used to do things at school with the
yeah.
ringtones. I'm talking back in Nokia 402.
Yeah.
You was building ringtones.
I was leading, bro. I was leading, mate. If I knew and I was more business minded, yeah, I could have been a millionaire right now. Like, ringtones, baby.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that
Mate.
ringtone thing that there was just like charging people mad money just to download ringtones? Mazuma Mobile.
Yeah, for real. I was there at night. I was at night, like coding them out for hash, for C hash, for like, and then playing it, and that goes wrong. Let me start again. Boom, boom, boom. Yo,
I want to know where to start though. That's what I'm saying. That's ingrained into you. That's the musician within you.
Yeah. No, mate. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I guess I have that ability. I guess the lazy aspect of me probably makes me step off things, and life changes things. You know what I mean? It put obstacles in the way of doing certain things. Yeah. But yeah, now I've always, like, pick up an instrument, give me an instrument. Those were the days for real. Yes, Cara. yes. Talking about school days and that.
Yeah. Cara, hey Cara.
Yeah, man. That's what I mean. Music lessons all day. You know what I mean? That's where it flourished. But I'll like I say, I will pick up an instrument and give me half an hour. I'll bash out a little tune. You know what I mean? Why not? but yeah. So that's So I guess that's why
that was your base.
I've got a little bits about me. Yeah, for real.
So then, after you left school and stuff, that's when it got a bit more serious, wasn't it? That's when you was like, oh, actually, I want to do this. This is what I want to do for a career moving forward. Yeah. No, for real. Like, if you remember, like, even near the end of school, me and Graham was singing in it, doing Double V. Remember? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good,
and then obviously but that's where the passion came from. You know what I mean? Like, that's,
and a little fire in you.
Yeah, and even that was probably the first time or the first opportunity where certain things came to fruition from what we was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I can remember us going to Manchester, we started getting seen. Sony was interested, and them kind of things. You know what I mean? So it was like, that's when it was like, oh, actually, you know what? This is actually tangible. There's something. You know what I mean? Something could happen here. And that was the first time we got a manager involved and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it was like official. Yeah, it was a good energy, and that's where the spark came from, I must say. Yeah,
good. If you just had a crash, that was my keys falling off the door where my son's just walked in, like looking around. He's got his controller in his hand. I don't know what he's doing. He's like, he's in a Fortnite days. He's just been on Fortnite. Yeah,
bro, it's bad, isn't it? It's bad. The Fortnite days.
We don't allow it too often, but you'll go on it, and he's a different kid. He comes off, he's a changed kid, so we have to be like, right, okay, you can have a couple of hours on a weekend or something like that. But yeah, it's a strange effect that it has. But yeah, continuing, man. So one of the biggest things that I remember is the Usher masterclass that you did, the radio. Was it One Extra at the time? Trevor Nelson.
I think it's just Radio 1. Just Radio 1.
Yeah. I don't think digital days. We're still in analog days.
yeah. I think it was around them times, but it was coming. But no, it was just Radio 1. It was just Radio 1, and it was a mad experience. I was talking about that the other day. It was crazy. But no, sorry. I was showing my son. I was showing Kingsley, and I think I typed my name. No, you typed my name into Google, and then he's seen it. And he's like, Dad, is that you? That's you, isn't it? I was like, yeah. You got that kind of thing. I was like, and here's me. I was like, this is when you're getting old as well. So and I hope Usher sees this because he knows that it generations past.
I think when Usher looks at this, because obviously he's going to tune in, he'll be like, that was the time, about the time where I blew up. I remember Dwaine set a fire underneath me, and from there it just
Joker. But yeah, no, it was funny. But I was telling him, I was like, oh yeah, I was trying to big it up and being proud of the moment. I was like, oh yeah, that was Dad back in the day, and I sang with a mega star called Usher. I was like, who's Usher? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And he's like, what? Is it that it's about Travis Scott? And like that. You get me?
It's not even that impressive now, though. Like you say, like to young kids.
Like, no, Usher.
I sang with Ali A or Jake Paul or these YouTuber guys. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're bothered about now. But
Usher, for real. Usher was my Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? That was like growing up to him, he was like trying to do all the moves and that.
I love Usher, man. Still listening to him now. Still listening to the old jams now. But that picture I've got it on the website. So if anyone wants to check that out on the projectpod.co.uk, the picture of you and Usher, man, that's an epic picture. That's something that you've got that for life, man. And it just you played it cool. Now I'd be like, geeky. I was like that when I went to The Voice with you, and you know what I mean. I was just geeking out, and that's there the whole time. Now, every time anybody looks at that video, I'm there like some geek in the background. You played it proper cool, man. Standing next to Usher.
It's mad. It's mad. I think from the first experiences, because you know me. I have to speak about what I've done because it's just stupid for me not to. But I guess I'm not too egotistical. I don't push it in people's faces too much. You know what I mean? But I remember.
You're humble, man. You're definitely humble.
Well, you know, it's just the way that my mind snapped to it. It's like I remember meeting I met quite a few celebrities, but the first couple of celebrities that I met, I remember thinking, like the lead up to it, like remember meeting Jay-Z. The lead up to it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet Jay-Z. Oh my God, I'm nervous. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? But once I stood back next to him, and it was like, okay, no, he's a human just like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was he smaller in real life?
No, he's quite tall actually. He's tall. He's tall.
Most people when they go and meet their like heroes, they go, do you know what? I thought he was so much bigger. And like,
Usher was small.
Was he?
He was smaller like that. Yeah, smaller than I thought. Yeah. For real. I'm sure there was a box that he stood on at one point. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sure that still on the level of that. I swear there was. Looking back at it.
Little yellow pages.
Salute to you. No, obviously, like, you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, go on, yes, cuzzy. Like, you know what I mean. It's like not even I'm not dissing it, like not trying to be hype.
Yeah, no diss, Usher, man.
But you know what? No, on a level, like the only reason why I feel like my little comeuppance, because say how it went down, and he tried to diss me on air as well, innit? You know what I mean? So obviously, yeah, like everybody was like saying certain things. Oh, he felt away of that, and I didn't really speak on it much. Obviously, it hurt me, but at the time, but I was like, I didn't really speak on it that much. You know what I mean? But I guess that's the reason why sometimes I laugh at the situation as well. You know what I mean? Because of how it went down.
At the same time, though, if you look at it, they were asking him to critique you, so he had to say something, and it was
absolutely.
I remember that performance, and I was like, you smashed it. You know what I mean? When you hit that falsetto and everything, and all he could say was like that you hugged the mic too hard.
Yeah,
it's not really.
But this is what I'm saying. There was nothing about the vocal performance. Nothing about the vocal performance at all. Not one bit. So yeah, obviously, you know what I mean? Like, he's an established artist. Obviously, I'm looking for that break. And the thing is, you know how it goes. It's all about endorsement. He could have said, wow, you're awesome. And then Britain would have gone, yeah, he's awesome. And then it would have been like, okay, let's try something with
Justin Bieber.
Well, I'm not saying that, but it could have been different. You know what I mean? It could have been anything different. So,
but either way, it's an experience, and it's a learning curve, and it like push you on to the next thing. So
absolutely, I went on to many things as well. Like, it's hard to cast my mind back, but even that, I did. I remember doing a show with Emilie Sande before she blew. You know what I mean? In 10 Rooms in London. Yeah. And it was at a moment where it was that the ones to watch kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Who's next?
Up and coming artists and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But I think not long after that I had Kingsley. So obviously change of trajectory of my path, you get me, you know what I mean? So man, it's life, man. It's life.
You did the stuff with Prince Charles and the people that you met there and all those things along the way. And then
man.
They're just great experiences that you'll have with you forever. So what I was sort of moving on to was, so like you said, you had Kingsley, and there was a bit of a like, all right, to take it back and sort of reevaluate what you were doing with your life and stuff. You got a child here now. It's a hard industry. It's a hard industry. If you're not out there selling
changes completely.
Loads of records and being on TV all the time. It's like, what do you do? So you might want to take a job, or you're going to just do small gigs in pubs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But you eventually you ended up doing some stuff with the Trinity Band with the guys that you've known for many years.
Yeah, man. We busted, man. We did a thing, man. We did a lot. You know what I mean? the thing is, sometimes, you know, I guess for myself, speaking from my own experience, when you just do it and it's just part of you, you always attaining another there, innit? You always want some more, you know what I mean? And so, like, yeah, I've never looked back and on myself and go, I didn't do anything, you know what I mean? But also, there's a part of me that's like, no, there's more. You know what I mean? You can get more, there's more. You know what I mean? But yeah, so
I thought it was an awesome setup. I loved it. So you had like the rapper, and then you had
it was a great
Vision on the keys.
You know what it was. On a level, it was before its time as well. You know what I mean? Like even I remember the situation we was in. Yeah. Everybody loved it, but they didn't know how to sell it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that was it.
Showed, you know what everybody loved it, and this is the thing: like, if people who know you and they want to look back, like Dwaine before the latest stuff you've done. Look at Dwaine when he was doing. Look up the Trinity Band and some of that music he was doing. Look at, you know, you guys were on a show called Must Be the Music on Sky One. Yeah, man. But the stuff you was doing with there was that I came to the thing. It was like a battle of the bands kind of thing, and you guys won it.
Like, Live and Unsigned. Yeah. Live and Unsigned, mate. Live and Unsigned. Yeah, we took it, bro. We took it. We took it home. But the thing, again, they didn't know how to sell us, bro. We won the show. I say the person that probably did the best off that was Lucy Spraggan. Because she was such a, it was a solid package that she's got as well. And she obviously, I don't know if you've heard about her writing is just amazing, like she's storytelling and stuff like that. It was just of the time, like Ed Sheeran type. You know what I mean?
So was she the one that went on to X Factor and then sang her own song about?
Yes, yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she's amazing. Yeah, she was in the same competition that we was in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think she came. I can't remember. I think she came second or third.
Right.
I can't remember. But yes, she was in it and she smashed it. But we won the deal. I remember the deal being up to like 50 grand or something like that. But they said, but here's a clause. It was like up to 50 grand in it. So I think technically they give us £1. It's like, well, yeah, you know what I mean. It's not a way to go.
Yeah, they sent you you guys to like Canada or something and kind of hash that up. Right?
Yeah, it didn't go too well. It didn't go too well. They sent us halfway across the world, and we ended up. I think we ended up performing to like 5-10 people. You know what I mean? Like we had a great time. Obviously, it was a bit of a downer because obviously we just won that competition. Obviously, we were all pushing for it, and we believed at the time that we could do it. You know what I mean? It was just literally about just if somebody could see our vision. You know what I mean? At that time,
you did that song. So it was the end, and it was like all of the lights, kind of a remix of that. That was phenomenal. Man.
Epic, mate.
I love that track.
Epic. Now, Rooks is a genius. All together, it works. It works well. Like, I truly believe that we were all at the top of our crafts. You know what I mean? Like keys, drums, bass. Everybody was just on point. You know what I mean? Like, and even now, you know what I mean? Like, the man, them are talented. You know what I mean?
Atmosphere that you lot brought together. That was what it was. Like, when all of you guys together, when you was all on it, it was like. You couldn't. I was there at one of those like phases, as you know, you progress through the rounds. Yeah. And when you guys were doing that thing, everybody felt it, and people were there. How it worked out is people were there to support their friends, their acts they were in and stuff like that. Everybody was loving you guys.
You know what I mean? So there was the energy, man.
Instead of just being like, so there was other ones that your mates, right, these are against your mates sort of thing, so they were just like, oh, if they had to, they just kind of nod their head a little bit, tap the feet, but try not to churn too much. You guys came on and just blew the roof off, and everybody's like, bro, I don't care. They just started getting involved.
Different energy, bro. Like we just had it, and again, like respect to Rooks because he led that. That's his ethos in it. You know what I mean? He's always with, you know what I mean, from when we was young. You know what I mean? So, and he as a being
mentor, man. So he's mentored like, you a lot, and he throughout the.
Exactly. And he's got that high energy. You know what I mean? And like even as a band, like Craig James and Peter rocking it. You know what I mean? Going. Like a lot of bands would have just played the music, but it was we performed. You know what I mean? And I think I think people just feed off that energy. You know what I mean? And it won't. We did some things. We went to what's the other one? Britain's Got Talent as well.
Yeah.
it didn't get
Sparksy.
aired. Yeah, Sparksy. We didn't
Well,
go
that
to
one,
air.
yeah. I mean, that one especially. That's this is what I'm getting to about the whole the TV situation, the scenario. So, yeah, talk about that. Talk about what happened there, because you guys went to BGT, which I knew about, and you sent me the message after saying that we smashed it, and you take it away, man, and you explain what happened from there, because
Boy, again, you tested me, man. You casted my mind back. It was a weird one. So I think from what I remember, we had 2 auditions. One time we did it. And Will Young stood in for one of the judges.
Yeah.
And they were quite interested. We got a lot of traction from it. And then I think we auditioned again on another date, maybe. And the judges have changed around again. And obviously it was just a completely different vibe. You know what I mean? From what I remember, like, we put it down in the audience. I can remember we had everyone going. Again, it's that same energy. It works, you know what I mean?
That track would, even now, do you know what I mean? Anybody, if they're listening, if is that still available on like YouTube? Because you got to put that out there.
Yeah, it's about, man.
You got to put that out there to people. What was it called?
Mate.
Stars.
Which
I know your career more than you.
Yeah.
Come on, Dwaine. Right,
mate, you do. The worst thing about it, like, all the songs that I've got in my head, bro, that I can't.
Well, let me tell you how I remember it going down at BGT. So you guys went out there, absolutely smashed it. All the judges said yes. Amanda, I think it was Amanda, especially picked you out and said that you're a star kind of thing, and then asked you guys what makes you different and why should you guys progress. And one of you, maybe Ruckus, said, "Look, I don't think there's anybody out there like us. Like, we are such a unique thing," which you were, and there still hasn't been anything since then. Like a urban band, the way you guys were set up. And Simon Cowell said that he agrees. So you get 4 yeses and you're through. But it doesn't work like that on TV.
Nah, not at all, bro. Not at all. That doesn't guarantee anything. They would have looked back at the footage. They would have gone, yeah, this works for this season. This works for this year. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I'm pretty sure.
You know
I remember that year, like a dog winning it or something. And one of the little clips.
Was it Pugsy?
Yeah, I think so. So I think one of the clips was like, Simon goes, I want a dog to win this year. And it literally was from that. It was from that. It was like, right, Simon wants a dog to win. A dog comes on, or they start getting more and more dog acts, and that's how it ended up. And then you guys get left behind. It's like, well, actually, we're not looking for singers, or we're not. This isn't, a different series. You guys might have smashed that and had it.
It's how things are changing. It's true. It's how things are changing. Things are always. It was at that time when like TV's always changing. You know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff. So but I remember that moment. I remember, obviously, we were all hyped up and everything. Obviously, we got deflated by not getting through. And then when I seen the dog win, it was like, well, that's great, isn't it? Like, that's good for my confidence, isn't it? Like, thank you.
Well, the thing is, as well, like, it is totally different. Like, we went on X Factor. I went to the X Factor audition with you. Literally the people, the point for it, it's the entertainment. They're taking a lot of the singing away from it. And we was actually hanging out with that guy. Do you remember P Knowledge or something? We was chatting with him the whole time, weren't we?
Get a you on it.
Wasn't really a good singer. Goes on stage, takes his top off, Kelly Rowland, all that makes the show. And like you don't even make it onto the TV.
No,
and it's just it's a little bit unjust. But then, all right, so you've done all these things, and then you go, do you know what? I'm going to give it one more go. Let's try one more thing, and you went for The Voice. Totally different. I like the concept's totally different because nobody's seeing you the judges anyway. They're not seeing you and judging you. Instantly. It is just The Voice. Even though there's I know what you're going to say. There's a process. There's a process behind that before you even get there. But
that's what I mean. Obviously, it's hard to call it because I've been through the process. I know I've seen the hype and I've seen the illusion not be what it is as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. Again, it was a great experience to do. And I'll say any singer, if it's worth doing it, do it. But again, it's like, really and truly, it's like, all right, casting. I'm being real. I'm casting my back. One of the reasons why I went for The Voice as well was I needed a fast track. I wanted a fast track back into the industry. Like I was working at a care home. I was doing personal care for a young man.
Yeah.
And I was doing that. I was doing that. After I had after I had Kingsley, it was like, right, I need to get working. I had to do, you know what I mean? So I got into that. I ended up probably staying there a little bit too long than I wanted to. Was like an interim job, but then I stayed there too long. I was there for about 5 years, and I was like, no, I could end up being here for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? And I know that's going to kill me, so let me try, you know what I mean?
You just fell into those ways. It was comfortable. You was earning money. You was providing for your family, and it's like
there you go.
One of them,
exactly.
Them things.
Exactly, and obviously it was a stressful moment in time, but that was my idea. So I was like, well, okay, if I can get something popping with the voice, if wherever I came in the show, if I can get a stream of money after it, or I can boost myself in the industry where I can make some money, you know what I mean? And I'm all right. You know what I mean? I'm a working musician.
Yeah,
that was the goal. Obviously, it was not about just being famous or anything. It was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, people like yourself, you've always pushed me as well. You've always given me a shout out. You always hooking me up and signing me up to these competitions. Signing me up like, what if I didn't want to go? What if I didn't want to go?
I'm dragging your ass.
No, it's there. I don't know.
It's like, come on, Dwaine.
No, it was good though. It was good. I'm glad.
It was
I'm glad.
Man.
And
again,
no respect to you for pushing.
I was there. That first audition, and
always
you smashed it.
Always.
And you know, it was Team Poloma. You got so far down the line. You got into the live shows, and basically, not to go into it in too much depth, but coming out of that show, you achieved what you said that you had in mind. It did get you back into making a living out of music again.
Absolutely, you know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, I'm not knocking the whole experience at all. I work with an amazing band now. We do some shows, do lots of traveling. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? We've got great teams. The distractions, they're awesome. You know what I mean? We did some good things and get some good promotional material. And that sometimes when you ask for something when you're a kid, you'll get given it, but maybe it's not given. Maybe it's not given in the way that you think.
You're reading the screen, aren't you?
Yeah. No, bless my love, Mikey. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't. Your life will give it to you, but it won't come in the form that you initially thought that you'd get it. Yeah. So sometimes you have to just be
patient
and conscious about, as in counting your blessings. As in, like, sometimes if we're just too wanty, we'll miss the fact that we actually got what we were given. It was just a different packaging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because sometimes you're always looking past what you've got. You're looking for the next thing or the next level instead of actually enjoying what you've achieved and what you have got at that moment in time. Just letting it pass you by.
Yeah. That's creative, man. Creative for you, isn't it?
What I'm going to ask you now it's quite a tough question, really, but we all say, and I do it myself. Like I've had business in the past, and then I've gone back employed and stuff, and I've got myself into so many different parts of an industry where I now look at myself and go, man, when I ran that business, if I knew then what I know now. So if you knew then, let's say 16-year-old Dwaine fresh out of school, what you know now, what would you have done differently?
Worked for Arthur, like differently, like I would have concentrated on me more. I would have just done me. You know what I mean? I would have made sure that that I found the opportunity to find me. And then I guess as an artist, I would have been able to come into my own a lot more, even with my writing.
Yeah.
I would have been able to explore more. I'm saying that if I was more like just being more dedicated. A lot of the times. I mean, mate, it's deep. It goes deep, though. Like if you wanted to get deep, I'm saying, I would have been distracted by certain things as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, it's always harder to say. It's easy to look back in hindsight and say, I should have done this at this point and that at that point. But either way, you take that journey. So, if you would have been successful earlier, you would have had other distractions and other stuff going on. But what I'm really thinking is about some key points where, for young budding musicians now, people leaving school and thinking that this is what I want to do, because we get people that go, yeah, I want to be this, I want to be that. All kids now want to be YouTubers, but they don't see the work
Yes, yeah.
behind it. So what
Yes,
they've got to
exactly.
do at a
Yeah, yeah.
certain age is evaluate. Is like, can I do this? Am I willing to put the
Yeah,
work in
yeah.
to get to where I need to be? This ain't an
Yeah.
overnight, I'm just going to make millions. It doesn't work like that. And it's getting
I mean,
harder.
some people do get potluck. Don't get it twisted. Some
Of
people get that
course.
potluck kind of vibe, but that work ethic, that's what it takes.
There's
You
the
know what I mean? It
longevity.
really,
There's a difference between,
yeah, yeah.
something happening overnight and getting rich quick or something, than or making some good money for a short period of time, or making steady money for a long period of time. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, I ain't even knocking it. I'm probably in a better position than I would be if I was trying to do my own music, unless it went big. You know what I mean?
you like that comment?
Me. I was a distraction. No, okay, yeah, no, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I was naughty, man. I was naughty. I was
She might mean that. She just might mean by your dazzling good looks. It's quite distracting.
I doubt it, mate. I don't think that's what she means at all. But yeah, no, yeah, man. I would have said just work hard, like differently, as your craft. You know what I mean? I know that I got by a lot on talent. You know what I mean? And obviously, certain opportunities came my way, and being talented enough to shine at that moment in time, I guess that's what I kind of did. You know what I mean? And as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that I've got to be honest with myself. I've got to be true to myself. You know what I mean? And I could have worked harder. I could have done certain things. I could have put myself in a better situation. To work harder. And yeah, obviously I had kids and whatnot. It was a difficult time, but yeah, I think I would have said that every single what I would say was, if you're doing something, do at least 10 minutes every single day, like 10 minutes a day.
Put the hours in.
Nothing. It's nothing. You know what I mean? And you're gonna see so much come out the back of it. That by the end of the week, you're like, oh, I've got this, I've done this, I'm this much, I'm this much, I've grown this much. You know what I mean?
So just all work ethic, really. Putting yourself. What about like groups you were in? What about things you were doing? As you're young, I know a lot of things I was doing was just doing things that teenagers do, I suppose. But really,
for real.
straight from work, instead of being a little bit more creative, spending that time to be able to do something more positive, it'd be, let's go to the pub, or something daft like that. You're going out and you're just doing, I don't want to get into stuff that I did, but. How does a young teenager to go, right, you need to work hard, and this is what you need to do on top. So
you can't, man. You can't. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I was just living off at that moment in my time. I was living just off the just the good vibe, the opportunity that I was getting to sing. You know what I mean? And the vibe, obviously, that I was getting back. It was at that moment, it was enough. And obviously, maybe it was that at that time, it was like a Derby small man mentality at that moment in time. I didn't really see past Derby at that moment in time.
Yeah,
and now I know that I
Derby was the
should have.
world. You didn't see outside of Normanton most of the time.
Yeah, and don't get twisted. Derby's scene was actually it's always been hard, but it always was underrated. There was there was a lot going on. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talent came from Derby. A lot of talent still comes from Derby.
Yeah,
but it just kind of gets looked over a little bit.
And that's what the podcast's about. By the way, I've got to jump in and just say, the talent that I've had on the podcast just from Derby alone. Some of the personal trainers that are out there doing some awesome stuff. We've got Sandy Ryan, Team GB boxer. She was on. Yourself, musician. Just so many people, all from Derby, from a little place.
Exactly.
The talent pool's unbelievable. We just need to be seen or heard a bit more.
It's just we're maybe a bit too small. Maybe a bit too small for the big leagues and a little bit too big for the small leagues, isn't it? It's just like in a little bit in between. But like I said about working on your craft, maybe one of the things that I probably should have done in my past when I was younger was to maybe just travel a little bit more, travel the world. And see what opportunities are out there. You know what I mean? Because
I think what's important for your craft as well, like if you're a songwriter, right? So you have to have experiences to draw from to write songs. Otherwise, you're just writing a load of crap that you make up in your head. Like, to draw on real experiences, the likes of Adele's done so well just through ballads because of being heartbroken and having boy issues, really. But you know what? It works because it's true and people relate to it. And if you're singing about things that people resonate with, that's what is what really sells a lot of records. And if you haven't got those experiences, what are you gonna actually sing about that makes sense to other people?
And it's true. It's mad as well. Like, I don't even know if that's what my mum was trying to say, but the one of my sparks back in the day, and one of my probably, if you taking it back, you're talking about where we came from. Sorry to change the subject. Was my Uncle Tony. My Uncle Tony was one of the biggest inspirations in my life, really. Like coming out of church and kind of changed. The only person that I knew at that time in the music industry was my uncle. And me and G, we started working together. And we did we wrote a song called "Since You've Been Gone," "Messing with My Head." So I got a couple of other songs in that. And yeah, I think that was the first initial spark that we got. You know what I mean? So yeah, sorry to take you back, but I can't just leave that out. You know what I mean?
Look, the floor is yours. You speak about what you want to speak about.
Yeah, man. So big up uncle for that. But yeah, back to now. I was like, just work hard, go where your heart's calling. You know what I mean? And do what needs to do. And like nobody can tell you what's right for your life. People in your life will tell you that it's not the right thing to do. Yeah. Because you not doing it benefits them. You know what I mean?
There is that, and then there's people that are just sort of like glass half empty rather than half full people. So not that they're being negative on your ambition, but it's like, in other words, you get people saying, "I'm going to be a footballer. I'm going to be," and that's a tough thing to be able to get into. Become a professional footballer. It's not always even about talent. It's about having the right look at the right time, just to get into that industry. So some people are just looking out for you and saying, "Yeah, don't do it. You don't want to do it," because they're thinking that you're going to be wasting your time and you could be putting those efforts into further education and things like that, and actually get yourself a proper career. Not all negative, but at the same time, then you will have the guys that are like, they don't want to see you be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. For malicious or just for caring. But yes, but what I'm trying to say is still like no one can tell you what your destiny is. You know what I mean? People around you are always going to try and bring your vibration down, and so you don't do what you need to do. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just go with your heart, man.
So then, a good piece of advice is not to be in those situations with those people. Get yourself a new group. I always say, you learn a lot. You learn a lot from older people with experiences. One of my best friends, I've always kind of tried to guide me, mentor me through life as much as a young like a teenage lad, you don't really want to listen to maturity and stuff, and you think you know everything anyway, because that's how you are. But if you're with those people who've experienced things and they're giving you life lessons, there's nothing more important. If you're the smartest in a group, find a new group, because you need to keep learning. You need to put yourself around these people. So, and these new groups.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, there's certain things that we are definitely bound by. Like, I think recent events around the world has made me question certain things about myself and my own reality, I guess. You know what I mean? And the way I am.
Talk a bit more about it, because you're just gonna scoot over that. You can't do that. In what sense?
It's deep. These are all thoughts right now that you ask you to put into words, and I'm rubbish articulating.
Struggling at articulating. But that's cool.
But like, all right. So, like I was saying, even like, taking it back to a couple of however long ago since George Floyd got took out on camera and whatnot. Yeah. Obviously, it's kicked up some crazy issues at this moment in time, you know what I mean? And I'll just check it out. It just made me check myself a little bit, and why I am now, you know what I mean? Because what I'm saying, I truly believe this is a moment in time where we need to kind of like check ourselves and try and be nicer and just try and be a bit more aware about ourselves and what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So what I'm saying is like, there's a reason why I wanted to be a singer back in the day. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying, it goes way back. You know what I mean? Like as a young black man, like I really, and everyone's got their opinions. This is just my opinion. You know what I mean? But like through media, I probably was told that there's only going to be a few things that I'm going to be good at.
Mm.
Really, you know what I mean? Sports.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I was going to only fit into a certain category, I guess. Not everybody does, but what I'm trying to say, these systematic things that are put in place are going to snag quite a few people, aren't they? You know what I mean? Why? And all right, and then get going even deeper. Why do I want to be a singer? Why do I want to be famous? Why do I want to get this thing? Because I want money. You know what I mean? Why do I want so much money? I've been depraved for a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain things that have been put in place in the past.
And you probably want that affirmation as well, because you're thinking, you probably want affirmation as well.
Mm.
So you want to be able to be like accepted. Because somewhere deep within, you're thinking that's not going to be the case, and unfortunately, there's a lot of truth in that. But it's the same with myself. Obviously, I'm white, but I come from a council estate background. I come from up north. I was born in Bradford.
I
moved to Derby. Roughest, kind of the roughest kind of ends, and always in the back of your head, you're like you're limited. You've got a limiting mindset. And that belief comes from your environment and what you've seen growing up.
Exactly.
How many of my family are like lawyers or bankers and stuff like that? None. So like, what am I going to do? My dad's a plumber. My mum works at the local bingo or something like that. Exactly. So you don't see yourself anymore.
There you go. So it's like, all right. So we grew up. We're living in a day and age where it's not really just the divide wasn't just about race. It was more about rich and poor. So obviously, you as a white man. You as a white boy, me as a black boy living in certain area that's kind of the same. Yeah. We're gonna be going to the same schools. We're gonna have the same opportunities and all that kind of stuff. So you know what I mean? That we're living in that time. But if you take it back 20, 30 years, where the ghettos were just created just for black people. You know what I mean? Where the schools were crap, and you know what I mean?
There's a massively obvious divide, I know you're saying like a different, like a black and white complete divide, and there's no like integration there at all. But whereas we were in a similar environment, but the integration was there, which I think from a cultural perspective,
just in different ways,
makes people like myself completely different. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a great thing. And I see Cara's just put there, the only person holding you back is yourself, which is very true. And it is about changing those limiting mindsets. And as we've got older, and as, a lot of the time you've just got to throw yourself into something. So going back when I just used to do, I used to fit satellites and stuff. And then I got myself into something a little bit more complex and went into the audio-visual side of things, and then started finding little nuggets and going, actually, I can do this. And then I can do the next thing. And then, to the position what I'm in now is a lot more strategic, more technical, and I'm in like more of a sales position. I'm dealing with other suits and stuff. They're the people that
for real.
10, 15 years ago I might look back and said, I'll never be up there with them guys. So it is all about that, and but it's such a hard thing. It's always easy to say to somebody like, sky's the limit, or these kind of throwaway cliche things.
This is what I'm saying. But it is there, and it is the truth. And that's the truth for every soul on this planet. You know what I mean? But when you've been living in a society where things aren't tailored for you, it's hard when you're living by getting told that you're shit left, right, and center. You know what I mean? It's like,
of course,
then that does mess with your psyche. That does mess with your confidence. That does mess with your. It makes you kind of go, yes, sir. How are you, sir? You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know what I mean? You have to think. Yeah. You know what I mean? Certain things are. There's certain things that carry on from generations of the past that we live with now. You know what I mean? And you're talking. Certain people are coming from a day and age where if you said something wrong, you get killed, or you got killed for reading. You know what I mean? Like. Back in the day, like
ridiculous.
You know what I mean? I better not stop at this stop sign because it knows I can read. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you know what I'm saying? So you live in it. People coming from that. I'm not saying that I didn't live in those day and age. I didn't live in that time. But obviously, it's going to affect me in some form of ways. You know what I mean? So, but what I'm trying to say is, with everything that's going on right now, it's just about conversations like this and just being honest and trying to conversate through the awkwardness. Because I actually, this is my whole thing is, like I say, I've seen certain people that have been a bit racist online and whatnot, or they are saying
people that you didn't expect. Yeah, I see it, and it's
even though
they're coming across like, oh, I'm not racist. This isn't me being racist, but I'm just going to post this video, or I'm just going to say this, and then the all lives matter and all that, and it's it just blows up, and I'm like, stay away from it. Like, you know, you don't need to just like add fuel to the fire. It's as simple as,
of course not.
Black lives matter. And when they go all lives matter, it's just like taking that away from a movement. That's not the point. That's not the point.
That's what I guess that's what people say. That's what people are saying. It's like, well, of course all lives matter. But all we're saying is, for the last 600 years, it's felt like black people didn't matter as much from the facts that we've seen. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? But what I was saying was before is, I'm seeing a lot of people that are a bit confused and a little bit angry, white and black. Yeah. But my whole thing is, you have to check it though, whether you're white or black. If you're angry on either side, is the fact that the powers that be had lied to everybody. You know what I mean? And why, as you as a white man now has to feel guilty? No, you know what I mean? Why does me as a black man have to feel inferior? No, everybody got lied to for this business plan. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel we need to, as people, come together. What's happening, I feel, is everyone's becoming a lot more divided. Yeah, from what I'm seeing. And it's mad as well, because when the whole Black Lives...
I'll tell you what the problem is, just to quickly interject, and I think that you might have people from kind of two sides, or the biggest thing is I've got an AI guy coming on the podcast in a couple of weeks, right? It's going to be very interesting to speak to him about, because a lot of what I want to talk about is algorithms. So what algorithms, Facebook, if you're watching a video on Facebook, how many times have you been sending a message to somebody, looking for something on Google, you go on Facebook and it's there?
Yeah, absolutely.
All the time, right? So of course, that's where they take that information, and that's where the algorithms come in. Yeah. So the algorithm will be, if he looks at this, show him that, right? That's how it works. Yeah. It's quite simple, but it's very complex. But that's the simplistic way is, so Dwaine's looking at, let's say, images and videos
No, was it?
But listen, like, you're looking at, let's say, images and videos of police brutality on black men. What is that algorithm going to do? It's going to feed more of that to you, and then it's going to keep feeding that, and then that builds up anger and rage and stuff, pain, all of them things. Now, on the other side, you got people the other way going, I don't know, whatever counter argument there is, or they could be racist, and it's fueling their racism, or it's not even that. It's just that they've come across this video, and then it's that counter argument, and then somebody ends up sharing it, posting it, and it all gets reshared. And it's like, for me, it's just it's not a healthy way of dealing with anything. Especially social media is not healthy anyway to have that kind of conversation, because there is no conversation. Like me and you now, we're sat here, we're having a chat. We're not in person, but I can see you, you can see me. The things that people are pointing, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that to your face. They wouldn't say them.
Of course
things.
not.
And you've seen that.
Of course not. Half of it's just for a reaction, or just say a point. You know what I mean? Some people are just making a point just to be that person that makes a point or says that. You know what I mean? To play the devil advocate. You know what I mean? And it's not the time. You know what I mean? That nobody's asking for something that shouldn't have been the case anyway. You know what I mean? No one's asking for any.
And this is what's scary, and this is what people don't see beyond as well, because there's something now called micro advertising, and it's literally broken down to a point where they're targeting individuals now. So it's not just like a blanket thing that you think that something that you're seeing is blanketed across 1,000 people. They're actually targeting individuals and things that they're putting now. So the more stuff that you look at, and the more stuff that these videos that you're aligning with, you're going to get fed more and more and more.
Yeah, of course, man. So it's going to get worse as well, man. It's getting worse.
And people believe it all, because half of these things are not even true. But, you know,
true.
When you read something on Facebook, that's it. That's true. No.
No, of course, everybody's got their own
timeline. What do you know about the person who wrote that? It could have even been AI generated. AI writes a lot of news articles and stuff now.
Yeah.
And that's all
Everyone's
just doing the
confused, bro.
same thing. They are. And it's like, all right, so if you don't know what
Sometimes
you're
when I
talking
see,
about, and if you're not putting the time and effort in to be educated on it and really think about, don't post flippant shit on Facebook.
yeah. But mate, just some people are just angry and confused. From time when I seen that guy get interviewed and he was drunk and he was just like, "It's not right. You can't have B&M, can't have B&M and that. You know, like, bro, just go home, just go home."
Yeah. No,
Mate,
it's sad to see. It's not like you say, it's like it's making things worse and not better.
It is.
It
is. I'm telling you that when it happened, when it started happening, I felt this air of like, this doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I feel that they want a reaction right now. You know what I mean? And they're gonna get a reaction. My whole thing was, why I guess media, I don't like media kind of vibe, is because why were we upset about George Floyd, when last week a black man got took out and the week before a black man got took out like that, and you know what I mean? Why they were telling us to be angry at that time, innit? They were telling us to be angry at that time. There's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's too deep to unpick right now, but it's a very valid point, and it's a poignant thing, and it's something that, as a black man, and with a bit of a platform that you're on now, it's definitely worth something. It's a conversation, and air your thoughts, and at least try and clear some of the stuff up where people might be a bit confused, and take, just like what I was saying there, is that sometimes you just have to take things with a pinch of salt, what you're seeing. So I mean, dude, we've done that an hour already.
And that already,
listen, we do that.
I could chat to you all night, bro. I feel like I could chat to you all night, mate.
I've got a surprise in store.
What are you gonna do?
We did a podcast.
There might be kids on here, bro.
We did the podcast, right? So you came on series 1, episode 2, right? Very early days. So it was a couple of months ago now when I started this podcast. I'm now I'm on series 2, coming up for episode 3. Now, one of the things we did, and one of the clips that I played was, "What's up, fellas?" Yeah, that's it. Ricky Seaman. What's up, Ricky?
Yes, Ricky. Yes, mate.
We'll get some great conversation, right? But my takeaway from that, the one thing is, and it still makes me laugh now when I listen to that clip, and it's on my my Instagram page, is the quiz at the end, right?
Mate, come on.
So listen, you just started to warm up, and then you thought my minutes was quick. Right, so I wanted to give you a chance. I wanted to give you a chance to redeem yourself.
I didn't concentrate in school. You got two.
I
was singing songs. I was singing stuff.
That was brilliant, though. That was like my highlight. And I thought, you know what? We've got 1 minute 40 something remaining. So So to wrap this up, when it gets to the minute marker, about a minute 20, then I'm gonna go in with these. And then it's going to end, so I'll probably have to post up the results after. So,
oh mate, don't.
Let's go for it. You've got to beat 2. You only got 2 last time. Let's go for it, Dwaine.
What's Google saying? Google.
Into which sea does the Nile flow? Just say pass. In which town did the Pied Piper play?
Oh, come on, man. Flipping that, man. Where are you getting these questions from, bro?
What has the chemical symbol Zn?
Zinc.
Well done. Where on the human body would you find the thinnest layer of skin? Say pass.
Cool.
In which seaside town would you find Fantasy Island? Come on, Dwaine.
Skegness.
I'm going to give you it. Pokemon is short for which 2 words in regards to the Pokemon card game?
I never played Pokemon in my life. I have no idea. I have no idea, bro.
Dock of the Bay was a song by whom?
Oh, come on.
You're a singer.
No, it's Reddit. It's Reddit.
You got it.
I sing all the time. Reddit. Right, oh, wicked.
That's 3. That's your minute. That's it. You're done.
Oh, bro. So,
well done, man. And if you've not heard the podcast,
ask me to sing a song next time. Yeah.
Well, listen, we've got 5 seconds remaining. This is going to cut itself off. The kicking us off.
I know.
Censorship, taking away freedom of speech. Just
only get an hour on Instagram.
I think it was because we started getting deep, man. It was like, oh, forget these guys off.
Cut it.
The guy behind it, yeah. Some guy.
There's a red dot on you. There's a red dot on you, bro. Oh, mate. Nah, bro. Yeah, no, mate, it's always a pleasure chatting with you, man. And
yeah, I mean, there's so much.
There's so much that we could chat to. Like, obviously, like I said, I could chat to you for hours, man. Yeah, watch it back, bro. Watch it back.
Definitely,
yeah,
we'll
don't worry about the questions.
Well, listen, the questions, right? It was one of the funniest things on the podcast when I listened to that back, and he was like, "Is that a minute? That's not a minute." He was going on like that, and I found it so hard to get control of myself to be able to finish that podcast off because I was in hysterics.
It was wicked, yeah, right. Something happens. I swear, there's a medical condition here. You know, when you get asked a question and you get nervous and you like start
brain fart.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like literally, like it happens. It's like when I do maths and stuff, and I start adding numbers and I get confused and just start putting letters in there and hyphens. And, you know what I mean? It doesn't work. So, right,
well, look, what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you the opportunity to beat your score, all right? And you did it. You got 3. Yeah, you got 2 last week, you got 3. So we're building. Do you know what I mean?
No, for real.
By the 10th podcast that we do, you'll be up there, man. You'll be a real competitor.
Well, I'll be like, yes, I'm ready for the pub quizzes. I'm ready for the pub quizzes, people.
You'll be on that show, man.
I've never been good at them. I always get shy, man. I always get like, my brain. I've got too much stuff. I've got too many songs in my head. That's what it is. Too many songs. I've got thousands of songs in my head.
It's all a bit of fun, man. It's all a bit of fun. So
yeah, man. So it's beautiful, man. Thank you.
No worries at all. So I've got go on, Karen. Sorry.
No. Do you think?
I'll say I've got Gurmit coming on next.
Nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
He's coming Thursday. Will do, man. He's mentioned you anyway, and it said that I seen that you've had Dwaine on and stuff like that. So again, like we're just going back to what we were saying earlier, Derby talent is there,
mate. Absolutely, and he's come on, that is good. He's done some amazing things. He's leading in especially film from Derby. He's smashing
he's done a film as well now, and he's saying hopefully. So it's a film called Get Gone. Hopefully that's
yeah.
on Netflix. I think Ruckus is even involved there. Ruckus might have been that. So anyway, but it's Derby based. So it's filmed in Derby. You've got like Derby actors, stuff like that. So that's going to be awesome. So Thursday I've got him on.
Nice.
I just want to put my link out there. So if you go into the bio for Project Pod, you can hit the website. It'll take you to Anchor FM, and that is where all my podcasts are. If you're on any other platforms, Apple, Google Podcasts, any of that, just search Project Pod UK and you'll find my podcast. And then, Dwaine, he was episode 2. Have a listen to that one. It was a fun one. And if you want to put any of your socials out there, Dwaine, or a webpage or anything that, now's your time.
Check me out. Instagram's at Dwaine Hayden. Same Instagram, Snapchat, same Facebook, Dwaine Hayden, DwaineHayden.com. Just keep it streamlined, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, just when I'm doing new projects and pushing stuff out, then obviously you'll know. And bless and love to you, Rich. Obviously, I know you always support and that. I've got a little project in the pipeline as well. Hence the reason why I'm trying to get in shape, get fit and stuff. Still centered around music a little bit, but I'm trying not to give too much away.
Dancing, man, I'm thinking it might be a bit. I mean, like Magic Mike.
Well, there might be an X-rated version. You never know, you know what I mean? But yeah. Keep an eye out, and I'll let people know when the time comes and stuff. But yeah, but for right now, I mean, everybody, it's just about love and light, man. Just remember
peace,
to
happiness, unity.
Yeah, but and the thing here, and then before we go, I think just try not to argue as much. If there's a difference or there is an arguing moment, take a moment, think about what you're saying, and have compassion. If somebody's in pain, have compassion. Everyone's hurting right now because of this stuff. Like white, black, everybody. You know what I mean? Everyone got lied to. So we just got to have a bit of patience and just have a bit of compassion when we're speaking to other people. You know what I mean?
And understanding and listen, really. Like, it's always better to listen than to just speak and listen to other people's stories and
Absolutely.
their opinions. You know, you don't know what other people have been through. You don't know
Yeah.
their history, their generations, and the things that they've seen and experienced to get to this point, and
Exactly.
why they're going through this pain. For you to just be able to say something so flippantly without understanding that doesn't make any sense. So,
This is what I'm trying to say. And there's so much to it. It's like on a deeper level, to do with consciousness. Like we are all one. When people always say we're one. It's like you are me, I am you. Like obviously, it's just a different form of each other. You get me? Like if reincarnation's real like that, I would have been white in a previous life. You would have been black in a previous life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We just can't remember those moments, because if we could, it wouldn't work, would it? Like if you could remember your past lives, you can't learn new lessons in a new one. But what I'm trying to say is we're all one in it, and
Well, at the end of the day, we're all human.
yeah,
If you don't want to be as deep and you don't want to look as philosophical as that, we're all human. We all bleed
yeah,
the
yeah.
same. You know
But
what I mean? We're all living,
but
breathing organisms on this planet, right?
but
And
we're all
nobody's better
connected.
than anybody else, and
Exactly.
that's
But
what
what I'm
really
saying,
matters.
but we're all connected by, I truly believe, like a universal law. Whatever anyone's belief is, God, Allah, the isness, the source. You know what I mean? Like we're all created from the same soup. We are in it, really and truly.
Yeah.
All our stuff is the same. So what I'm trying to say is, I truly believe that a lot of the things that are happening right now, it's about us being divided, and if we are divided, we can't come to power in numbers, isn't it? Power is, and that knowledge is power. You know what I mean? If we're divided and we're arguing amongst ourselves, we can't see the bullshit. Like, say for instance, everything that's happened, there's always a distraction before that.
Yeah.
What was going on before? What was going on in Britain? Say for us, what was going on before that? It was Brexit. No one talking about Brexit no more. Coronavirus. No one's talking about coronavirus no more. It's Black Lives Matter. Now Black Lives Matter. Yeah, always weapons of mass destruction constantly. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not trying to be all deep, but I'm just saying I see that. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah, and we all are. We're very blinkered, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. But we're not seeing
real.
outside of that because you're being driven by the media, and it's not always somebody's fault, but you are able to have some control over your emotion and have compassion and be able to speak to people and listen to people without using that reptilian part of your brain and just putting something daft out because it's it's affected you in that first instance, that initial reaction, like road rage. When you go,
for real.
instead of, and you go, no, actually take a breath and let me think.
That's that's the male polarity. That's a male part of the brain. You know what I mean? Like men, we have got that aggression. You know what I mean?
We all have it somewhere.
Yes. But like, I'm just saying, as women as a whole can be a little bit more, obviously they might be a lot more passionate, but they can be a bit more collective about their thoughts. You know what I mean? I think a lot of men can be a bit more rash. And what I'm trying to say is, obviously,
that's
women
a testosterone, man.
Yeah, I mean, but women can have obviously a male side to the brain and a female side to the brain, same way with men. But I'm just saying, like, it comes out in our, like, half the time, men are the ones that start wars. You know what I mean? Men are the ones that hurt other people. You get me? You know what I mean? Like, women create life. You know what I mean? That's the whole notion of, you know what I mean? So, again, even that about coming together, even that between the men and females, whether it's physical men and females or just the male and female part of our brains, if we can just get a nice balance, then I think that's when we can be a bit more harmonious. And I think that's at a time when I think that might be a time when we can, as a people, we can be like a bit more in tune, and I think that's maybe when good things will happen.
I think it's unified, isn't it? It's about unification. That's what it is. Of people, of thoughts, of coexistence.
Yeah. We're going to end up being here for another hour, innit, bro?
I know. Listen, let's not do this. It is deep, and it's there's a lot we can speak about. But as a whole, just to wrap that up, what we're saying, in the lamest possible terms, is just be nice.
Yeah, no, real talk. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I've always tried to walk my life trying to be humble, trying to be nice. Some people might be like, oh yeah, he might be too nice, smiles a lot, but I mean, you know what? This is me. I'm happy with being as humble as that's good for my spirit. you do what you need to do. You know what I mean? If you need to get some aggression out in some form of way, that's you, innit? You know what I mean? That's where you are in your journey.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't feel comfortable lashing out on somebody like that, or like if I'm looking at it like that, you're me. I don't want you to do that to me, so I'm not going to do that to you, innit? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's what it is. It's like, you know, however you portray yourself, however you put upon other people, that will come back to you. You know, and it's the same. So if you're being nice to people, if you're being positive, and that's going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form. If you're being the opposite of that, again, that's going to come back, and then
exactly.
Cut off there. I got my nephew just FaceTime.
Oh mate, oh, that's cool, that's cool. Disappearing.
Let's wrap it up. That's where we was going anyway. Man. So yeah,
man. Mate, always a pleasure again, and visit this video and has a look back. You know what I mean? Like, bless and love, big love to you, love and light, and just man, just be positive, man, as much as possible. Don't be a pushover. Not about being a pussy or being a pushover. Just be positive, innit? So,
for sure, man.
Yeah, big love to you, bro.
All right, and if all you new guys that have just jumped in, sorry, we're just wrapping it up now, but there's a video out there what we started on. It was an hour long. It was a great chat, and we just wanted to come back on and wrap it up because we got booted off by Instagram. We didn't realise we only get an hour, and then they kick you off. So all of you guys, I'd love if you could check my page, Project Pod UK. The story is on Instagram TV, so check it out. It's been fun. Dwaine, love having you on, man.
Big love to you, bro. Always. Air hug, and that.
Love. But pass my love on to the family, and let's get out of this and keep pushing forward with the music career, man. I'm looking forward to what you got in the pipeline. Yeah, man. Me too. Big love to you, bro. Big love to you, mate. All right, take care. Peace. Bye.